Hi there, Year 4. So we're going to do some art in our afternoon lessons this week, which will be really good fun. So we're going to think about how we can show light and dark in a piece of artwork. So we've already done some work this year on shading, and you can be creating a piece of artwork using shading, or you can look closely at the colours that you use to show light and dark effects in your piece of artwork. So, what I'd like to do is just pause the video for a moment while you write today's date and learning objective, which is to create a piece of artwork inspired by Dali. So, I'm just going to show you this piece of artwork. It is by a very famous Spanish painter called Dali, and he painted this picture, and it is called The Metamorphosis of Narcissus. And I'm going to tell you the story behind the picture in a moment. Metamorphosis means the transformation, how something or someone changes. But I'd like you to really study this picture for a few minutes and think of anything that you can see, anything that it makes you think about. So just pause the video where you can jot some notes down about this painting. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story behind the painting now. So Narcissus, he was a youth, so he was a young man of great beauty who loved only himself and broke the hearts of many. So he really, really loved himself. The gods punished him by letting him see his own reflection in a pool. If we look back at the picture, you can see him looking into the pool of water. You can see his reflection, can't you? He fell in love with it. So he fell in love with the reflection of himself. But he discovered he could not embrace it, and he died of frustration. Relenting, the gods immortalised him as the Narcissus, which is the daffodil flower. For this picture, Dali used a technique which he described as hand-painted colour photography to show the effect, the transformation of Narcissus, so how he changed from one thing into the daffodil. So you can see him kneeling in the pool, and you can also see what comes out of the pool with the hand holding the egg and the flower. And then in the background of the picture, I wonder if any of you spotted this. We're going to see if you can see Narcissus as he was before his transformation, when he was very proud and he really loved himself. So that's the story behind the painting, and it was based on a Greek myth. So it had been passed down, the story had been passed down, and it was meant to be something that you could learn from, I suppose, not to be so vain. Or so what we're going to do is we're going to create a piece of artwork today that is inspired by Dali. So remember, it said he used a hand-painted colour photography effect. So it was almost how he used his colours to show that light and that dark colour, but it almost looks like a photograph. It's very carefully done. So we're going to base our pictures today on the legend of King Arthur. And you can see some of them here. But they don't look very Dali-like, do they? They need to be a little more surreal. So you could transform a picture like this, or a picture like this, and I think these pictures show really well how the colours can be used to show the light and the dark in the paintings. And just so we know what style we're going for, I'm going to leave this slide up, and you can pause the video so that you can get an image in your mind of a scene from King Arthur, the legend of King Arthur, and see if you can create a picture using anything that you like. I know you've got coloured pencils at home, you might have pens, you might want to do a painting. It's completely up to you, but it's got to be in the style of Dali. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you come up with. I know you're really creative, so it would be great to see. Enjoy that, and I'll see you tomorrow.